Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my current face routine. So I'm going to be doing my foundation, concealer, bronzer, contour, blush, highlight. If you watch my full face makeup tutorials, you already know what I'm going to do. This is just for people who want to watch a current face routine. I am using a mix of drugstore and high-end, but it's a good mix. It's a healthy mix, so we're all good there. And I'm doing this because I mentioned it in one of my previous videos, and my girl Callie from But First Coffee says, I'm down for an updated face routine. Thanks, girl. And then also I had Kyara Paradise say definitely do the new face routine, please. So this is for you too. Thank you guys so much for requesting, and remember that I do requested videos, so if you want to see something and if I get around to it, I will shout you out in a video. So let's get into it. I already have my foundation. What am I talking about? I have my moisturizer on, and I also have my chapstick on. And then for foundation, this is my favorite dang foundation ever. It's like nothing can compare to it. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I'm in the shade Shell Beige, which is like perfect. It's not too light, it's not too dark, but it still gives me some color. So what I do is I take some on my ring finger, I squeeze it out. I love the squeezy tubes for foundations. I think they're awesome. And I just do 6 swipes on the side of my face, and then I take my Real Technique sponge. I'll either take this sponge or the beauty blender. I don't use brushes for foundation. I just don't like them. I don't know why. I think my foundation looks more flawless when I use a sponge. So I just pat it in using the flat side, and that's pretty much it. And right now I have 3 little baby zits, one on my chin, one right underneath my nose. I always get one there, always. And then one in between my eyebrows. So you guys will be able to see how this foundation covers, which is nice, you know? I have issues with foundations like breaking up throughout the day on my nose, and like foundation just doesn't stay on my nose. This one does though. I mean, after a while, like a really long time, like after like 10 hours, when I've already gotten home from work and I've kept my makeup on, I've cooked and stuff, it'll start to break down, but it's not as bad as other foundations that I've tried. I just put a little tiny bit of foundation on my finger, and I'm just applying it to those 3 zits. And that's it. Like, if it doesn't cover after I do that, I just will go right into my concealer. I'm not gonna pile on a ton of foundation. I only do a little bit to see if maybe the foundation can cover. If not, like I said, that's why we have concealer. So, you know, you can still see a zit, you can still see this one. This one is okay, but it doesn't cover it fully, but this looks good for me. Like, I don't mind the way this looks at all. So obviously my face does not match my neck, which is fine because I always bring my foundation down my neck. I don't care if it's like an exact match, I always bring it down. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. You waste a lot of foundation, but what are you gonna do? You gotta do it. So once my foundation is on and everything, I move on to my eyes and my eyebrows, which I will do right now, and then I will be right back to do my whole face. Okay, so I'm not done with my eyeshadow yet, but it's time for concealer, and there are 3 that I really like. I usually use, like on a daily basis, the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 concealer and highlighter. I love this. It's creamy, it covers, it looks nice throughout the day. I don't know why I said that so weird. Looks nice throughout the whole day, and it doesn't crease. I mean, you do have to set it with a powder, and if you apply too much, it's gonna crease, but it's totally normal, whatever. I have been really liking the Super Stay Better Skin by Maybelline. This is fairly new, and this will crease, but you have to just go back in and press it in your skin, and then you should be fine, but it lasts pretty much all day as well. So I do like that one. And then I also love the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This can be a little drying throughout the day, especially if you have dry skin. Like sometimes when I'll use it, if I haven't moisturized well, it'll be dry underneath there, but it covers really well. So I think I'm gonna use this today, to be honest. And it's also very light, so I want that like super highlighted look. I'm gonna put some like this. I'm not gonna put a lot. Well, already it's a lot, but whatever. I'm taking the Real Technique sponge and just patting this in. To be honest, I could use like a 1 or 2 shades darker, but I really like the highlighted look, so that's what I'm doing. And like, I don't wear this to work just because it's so bright and kind of dramatic. I would wear the Rimmel one or the Maybelline one. But this, if I'm glamming up, I'm gonna wear this one. So once I have it pretty much like blended, I'll just go in with my finger and tap it in. This one actually doesn't really crease. It's a very dry formula, so it doesn't crease really at all, which is pretty good. But then again, like I said, it's drying. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. So it definitely covered everything up pretty well. This on your acne, I don't know if it would work just because it is so drying. I mean, I'm not gonna put this light of a shade on my zits because it's just gonna be like bam in your face. I'm just gonna go in with the Rimmel one, and I'm not going right on the zit. I'm just gonna go right on the side and just cover it up a little bit. Like I said, my zits never get covered 100%. Ever. I don't really mind it, but whatever. Okay, so then once my eyes are done, I'm gonna do my forehead just like that, and then a little bit on my chin. And I'm gonna use my sponge and just pat this in. This might seem like it's a lot for my forehead, but once I bronze, sometimes I get a little too crazy there, so it all works out in the end. You guys will see. Let me finish up my eyes and do all of that, and then we'll get back to the face. So I thought, oh my god, I should do a totally like colorful lower lash line, and now I'm like kind of regretting it, but whatever, we're just gonna go with it. Now it's time to set the concealer, and I have not been able to put this palette down. I've tried to use other things, and I just always end up with this in my hand. So Kat Von D, you go girl. I love this palette. It's the shade in Light. So I'm gonna use, where is it? Where is my brush? This is my favorite brush to set my concealer. It's the e.l.f. Small Tapered. I don't really care which one I take. I usually switch off. But today I'm going to use the yellow color, which is Lucid. No, Lyric. Sorry. Lyric. I think this one's Lucid. And then this is, I'm not even going to say it because I can't pronounce it. So I'm just going to tap it right underneath here. Like that. I always set my nose only because, like I mentioned before, foundation doesn't like to stick there. I'm gonna do my chin. And then my forehead. Right in between the brows. There you go. So setting is done. Let's move on to bronzer, which is my favorite. I'm gonna zoom you guys out a little bit, just a little bit. Gotta be honest, I use this on a daily basis. I have forgotten about all of my other contour powders, all of my other bronzers. It's all about this palette. So what I do first is contour, and sometimes, most of the time I use the Sephora contour brush. Sometimes I like to use the like flat contour brushes. So I have this one by Real Techniques, this one by e.l.f., and this one by Sonia Kashuk. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. one just a little bit today. I'll probably go to the Sephora one, but I just pick up like a little bit, tap off the excess, and I just build this up because it's so pigmented. So you could do like a little, I like to do the duck face. And I don't go too far with this. I like end off like right here. Kind of like where my eyebrow is, ends. Take a little bit more. My earring just fell off. That's okay for now. When I bronze up, I also blend out at the same time. So then on this side, I'm gonna use the Real Techniques one. Now that contouring is done, I take the color Shadow Play, which is more of like a warmer toned bronzer. Take a little bit and start kind of like buffing out the contour. This is going to obviously blend out the contour, but also add a little bit of color, just like kind of like a tan, nice, healthy color. You can like lightly go over like that to help blend out the highlighter. And then do the temple, do the cheekbones. By the way, this is the Sonia Kashuk blush brush. I love this so much. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean up underneath my contour and make sure everything looks okay. I'm taking, which one was this called again? Lyric. Going right underneath the contour. We're not necessarily like a baking, because I'm not letting the shadow sit. I'm just taking the shadow and blending it out. Then we're gonna move on to blush. Now, sorry, this is my Sonia Kashuk, I think it's her angled blush brush. I'm gonna use this Milani Rose blush in Romantic Rose. It's the powder blush, looks like a rose. And what I do is I just dab it in a little bit, tap off the excess, start off from the back, and bring it right down. Like that. This side is a little weird, I guess because it's my right side, but I do the same thing. I just took that light shade in the middle and just made sure that this area right here is nice and highlighted, and that I didn't go too far in with my blush. Pretty much it. I'm gonna blend out one more time with my e.l.f. brush. So this is where we're at right now. Now it's time to highlight. For highlighting today, I'm gonna use this Golden Bronze Shimmer Brick by 17. I got this while I was in London, and it's so pretty, so I have to use it. I'm just gonna use like the top two shades. I'm using, again, my e.l.f. small tapered brush, if I can find it. Here it is right here. I use this for everything. I'm just gonna take, more so the first strip, tap off the excess, go right here. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put some lipstick on and then finish up this little video. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this face routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. Also, if you want to request a video, leave it down below as well, and I'll see you next time.